YouTube, what is good? Today we're going to be doing a super realistic Detroit Pistons rebuild today. Before we get into this video though, guys, if you guys could go ahead and smash that like button, it only takes 2 seconds of your time and it helps out the channel, especially at times like this, very much so. So it'd be greatly appreciated. Of course, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. And of course, I'll explain what the hell a super realistic Detroit Pistons rebuild is, because you may be asking that. You guys have seen me do realistic rebuilds on this channel before, but you've not seen me do it like this before, where we're going to have injuries on. We're going to have trade restrictions on. There's gonna be a whole lot of things. Basically, the point of the series hopefully is to implement, copy and paste real life into 2K, which is something that just usually doesn't coexist, but we're gonna try to do that today, and I hope you guys enjoy this. So like I said, if you like that idea, hit that like button. So like I said, injuries are going to be on in this series, so that's something I usually don't play with, but we're gonna have injuries on for this. And then there's some other things I wanted to show you real quick as well. We're also going to have all the trade restrictions on. So as you guys know, in real life, you're not usually supposed to trade someone once you sign them after like 60 days or whatever it may be. So we're not going to be able to like get all crazy and start trading players right after we sign them. The Stepien rule will be on where we can't trade back-to-back first-round picks. So yeah, like I said, I'm trying to copy and paste real life into 2K as much as possible. So I decided to start with the Detroit Pistons today because they're 0-5 to start the season. Unfortunately, for some reason, I'm not sure if this is how it is in current gen. You guys will have to let me know. There's no start today in 2K22 next gen. At least I don't see one. If there is, I have no idea where it's at. But if current gen has one, that's cool. That would be actually really awesome. Maybe I'll have to, see if they actually have it, because start today is an underrated mode. It's a part of my NBA, obviously, or my league, but they don't have it. It's unfortunate. So Cade Cunningham, as we know, has missed the games for Pistons lately. He's been out. So yes, he is out in this game. So basically, if we look at the rotation right now, without Cade Cunningham, this is kind of what it looks like. Of course, 2K's rotations are just stupid funky. That's how it always looks without me changing anything. So let me go ahead and just rebuild this. So Corey Joseph, Magruder, Sadiq Bey, Jeremy Grant, Stewart, Kelly Olynyk. I'm pretty sure this is definitely not the starting lineup they're rolling with in real life. So let me definitely fix this. So now that the rotation kind of lines up with what it looks like in real life, Killian Hayes, Josh Jackson, Sadiq Bey, Jeremy Grant, Isaiah Stewart. So basically, this is probably going to be a long rebuild process for us. So it's not like I'm going to go out there and try to sign Paul George or anything like that, or trade for a superstar or something like that. Detroit's probably in a slow rebuild, and that's what I'm going to be trying to implement here in 2K. So for this first season, the only thing I think that could possibly come out of Detroit this season is maybe a Jeremy Grant trade. Maybe at the trade deadline, I'm sure those rumors will pop up. Now, will Detroit trade him? That's a totally different story, but I definitely think it's a possibility. So we might look at trading him at the trade deadline. Of course, we want to see how Cade Cunningham's going to look for this team as well. Want him to rejoin the rotation, but for now, for this first season, I don't think I'm going to be doing much of anything unless if I want to trade Jeremy Grant at the trade deadline. If not, we can always just trade him in the offseason. So we'll basically go ahead and study this first season, and then of course, once again, the offseason is when we really need to start drafting players and start planning for what this team's going to look like in the future. So if we do go ahead and take a look at things at the trade deadline right now, we are very bad. 14 seed in the East, basically what we kind of expect out of Detroit. Cade Cunningham's averaging 17. We had a few injuries, I'm not going to lie. So we had like Saban Lee, who was out for a while, and then we had Kelly Olynyk, who was out for a little bit, but everyone else has been healthy, which is good. But Jeremy Grant right now averaging 24 points per game. I mean, the guy's on a 2-year deal. I think his value is going to be as high as it's going to be, so I think it makes a ton of sense to trade him right now at the trade deadline when he has 2 years. I guess it'd be a year and a half on his contract left. It'd be a lot more value than it would be trading him in the offseason when he only has 1 year left. So yes, I'm going to go ahead and I think make a Jeremy Grant trade here. I think it only makes a ton of sense. I think it's very possible in real life as well. But like I said, there is a chance to keep him, but I'm going to go ahead and make this change and trade Jeremy Grant and try to get value for him here. So to be honest with you, when I was looking for some Jeremy Grant trades, I almost had one that I thought was going to go down. I was trying to make it a 3-team trade, but as you guys know, I don't know if you've ever tried, but getting a 3-team trade done in 2K is literally almost impossible. Like, it literally made sense for all 3 teams, but this was not going to happen. So again, we already kind of looked at the player stats, but 24 points, 16 points. It looks like we had some injuries go down. Season-ending injury for Sadiq Bey. That's not good. So yeah, that's definitely not something you want to see. But similarly, the playoffs, and obviously we didn't make it to where we wanted to be, but hey, we're gonna be a lottery team. We wanted to be better, but Philadelphia Finals MVP for Joel Embiid. Philadelphia wins the championship over the Los Angeles Lakers, so good for them. So like I said, trading Jeremy Grant was just not gonna go down. So unfortunately, there was just not a trade that I like. So it looks like we are projected a 4th pick, because I believe this is protected in some type of way. So hopefully it is. I'm pretty sure it is. I don't remember if it's lottery or whatever it is, but Memphis has won the 14th pick, and thankfully hopefully we're going to come out with the 5th pick in the draft. So that's going to be very helpful to our franchise, obviously, because we need to draft more young talent to this roster. Staff signing, we still have Dwayne Casey. I'm not sure how Detroit feels about him, but for me, the coaches, the free agency coach pool in this game isn't all that great, so I'm cool with just keeping them around and rolling the dice with them. So I'm just going to go ahead and kind of fill this out. And again, I still do want to look for Jeremy Grant trades this offseason, just because I feel like it makes a ton of sense to take advantage of the season he just had. The value at the like I said, the trade deadline just was not there, man. Like, I just kept getting weird offers. I was trying to get like Jonathan Isaac here, but it just was not going to happen. I was trying to make like a 3-team deal because I don't know why Orlando would want Jeremy Grant, so I wasn't trying to give Orlando Jeremy Grant, if you know what I mean. So just a whole process, but unfortunately it was just not going to go down my way. So unfortunately it is just how it's going to be. We're going to go into this NBA draft and we're going to attempt to trade Jeremy Grant again. So taking a look at what we've got, everyone is healthy now, which is good, but Jeremy Grant again on a 1-year deal. I want to take advantage of his value and hopefully we're able to do just that. So this offseason we are getting way better offers than we were at the trade deadline, because I was trying to get picks, I was trying to just get whatever I could to find young pieces for Jeremy Grant or whatever it may be. So this one's interesting. Taylor Horton-Tucker, 2026 first round pick. The Lakers get Jeremy Grant, who obviously would be a huge help. Obviously, this would mean Anthony Davis would have to play center, because Jeremy Grant, unless you're going to play Jeremy Grant at small forward maybe, but then LeBron's there, so I don't know how that would make that work. But that was just kind of a trade I was looking at. I do want to continue to kind of look at these, though, just to make sure, because I'm trying to get a first-round pick and a young player out of this, basically. So Klay Thompson, of course, like I said, this would never happen, so I'm not going to do that unless if... I mean, this one's cool too, Robert Williams, but I don't think Boston would trade Robert Williams after getting him the extension. And we don't really need another undersized center. We already have Isaiah Stewart. So I'm just going to go ahead and I think I'm going to roll the dice in this Los Angeles Lakers trade, because we get a young 21-year-old who apparently has a lot of promise and a 2026 first-round pick. I know the Lakers have been reluctant to trade Taylor Horton-Tucker, but Jeremy Grant's a very valuable piece, and the Lakers are trying to win a championship, and they didn't just do that. So we're going to go ahead and make that trade. The Lakers give us Taylor Horton-Tucker, and we get a future first-round pick out of it. And of course, we still have the 5th pick in the draft to fall on, so there's still a lot that could go down for us. So going into this 5th pick, I think our approach should be best available. To be honest with you, it really doesn't matter because we are a bad team. So JD Davison, Jabari Smith Jr., what else we got? So it looks like the 2 centers that I usually go for went off the board. So Paulo went 1, Jaden Hardy, Caleb Houston, Chet Holmgren. I know that JD Davison can become a beast, but we do kind of have our point guard in Cade Cunningham. So there's Jabari Smith Jr. I mean, if we take a look at what we got, so right now I feel like we have our small forward of the future. Maybe look at that power forward spot with Jabari Smith Jr. on the board, then again, we do have JD Davison on the board, who's probably the best player available. 6'3". I mean, we could play Cade Cunningham and JD Davison together technically, but I don't think I've ever drafted Jabari Smith Jr., so I'm going to go ahead and take Jabari Smith Jr. here, and I'm not sure how I feel about that, but welcome to the team regardless. I'm feeling all right about it, but Jabari Smith Jr., 76 overall coming in, new power forward for this team, and just like that, we have a new young player joining us, so feel pretty good about it. Qualifying offers wise, we got nothing there. Free agency, looking at things, we have Cade Cunningham, Saben Lee. I'm cool with that, obviously. Like I said, this is going to be a very, very slow approach, so I'm not rushing anything. Hamdi Diallo, Taylor Horton-Tucker, Kelly Olynyk as a veteran, I'm sure will stick around for a little bit longer. Could probably use him in a trade at the trade deadline potentially. And then there's Isaiah Stewart, 6'8" center. As far as anything else I really want to do, maybe getting a backup guard, but I believe Josh Jackson might be a free agent here, so we could just re-sign him and roll with him going forward, which 25 years old, has played fairly well for Detroit. I'm not sure how he's done this season, to be honest with you. I haven't really paid attention to him that much, but I know in the past he's been okay for them. So I'm just going to go ahead and actually re-sign Josh Jackson to like a 2-year deal, and I think that's all I'm going to do. I think I'm going to walk out of here with Josh Jackson. Now, one thing we do have to take note of, though, is next offseason, I believe we will not have our draft pick just because it didn't convey. But I'm not sure that's totally true in real life, because sometimes there's weird protections that 2K don't implement. Like sometimes if your first round pick doesn't convey, it turns into 2 seconds or something like that. So that could be a scenario where we might get our pick back, but We'll see. But for now, other than that, I mean, there are some free agents out here that we could maybe take a look at, that we could maybe throw some money to, and no one else is going to sign. You know, no one's going to pay those guys because, of course, if you're in Detroit, you're going to have to overpay. So I see Dante DiVincenzo, and that one's interesting. Milwaukee obviously likes him a lot. I'm not sure I'd be willing to pay him that much money, though. 8 points per game. I don't think it's really all that worth it. So there's Bruce Brown, who used to play in Detroit, but I don't think I'm going to go that route either. Lonnie Walker. Actually, Lonnie Walker's been pretty good. He's an unrestricted free agent. Ooh, I kind of like the idea of taking a flyer on Lonnie Walker. You know what? I'm doing it. I'm taking a flyer on Lonnie Walker. I'm definitely doing that. I'm going to give him a 3-year, $30 million. I think he deserves it. San Antonio don't want to sign him. That's fine by me. He's out here. I'm going to go ahead and take a chance on him. So Lonnie Walker, I think, could be a huge part of what we do going forward as well. So I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good. The only other thing I think we should do is maybe sign a backup big man. Just that way, Isaiah Stewart's not the only center that we have on the roster. So preferably want to go young here, but I guess if there's a veteran, we could also take a flyer on Mohamed Bamba. Could also do that. Yeah, why not? Let's do it. Let's take 2 flyers on some young players, guys that aren't going to be re-signed by their team. So, well, welcome to Detroit, my friends. Just like that, we have 2 young guys coming in. Not sure they'll ever, you know, be a huge part of what we do, but taking a flyer on guys is never a problem. So, feeling good about that. I'm feeling good. This next season, obviously, we're still probably going to suck. But at the end of the day, I feel pretty good about what we've got going so far. Drafted a power forward, traded Jeremy Grant for value, and now we have 2 flyer young players that we can, you know, take a chance on and see what they do. So we once again ended off the year as a lottery team, but hey, we were the 11th seed, so we got pretty close to an actual play-in, so that's actually kind of cool. But I was actually doing some research while we were simulating, and I was correct. Their pick is actually also protected in 2023, 1 through 18. It's like protected for like the next, I don't know if I read that incorrectly. I think I read it correctly according to the website, but it's like protected for like years down the line. Eventually though, it only becomes like 1 through 9 protected. So yeah, this pick could go on forever, I think, if I read that correctly. But if we simulate the playoffs and gotta see how things go, see who wins the championship here. Besides, the Thunder don't need our pick anyway. They're already a freaking Western Conference finals team. So yeah, we need it more than they do. But hey, we got the 11th seed, so like I said, we're pretty close to actually maybe getting into the play-in. I think one more draft pick, we'll probably get to where we want to be. Of course, our offseason always starts with a draft lottery. This is a very, very important part of our process. We want to get a very, very high draft pick. This year, though, we are only projected the 8th pick. So not as good as last year, but hopefully, maybe some way we can find a way to crawl into that top 4 and get where we want to be. So I'm actually going to go ahead and sit here and watch this just because I want to see if our luck is going to, you know, be crazy. So if we can go ahead and not get the 8th pick, that'd be awesome. So the Timberwolves, that no changes thus far. Okay, the new lottery odds are cool because obviously it can be completely random. 11th pick is going to be the Spurs. That means the Knicks leapfrog in the top 4. Okay, that's what I want. They went from the 11th best odds to the freaking top 4. Okay, can I get that lucky is the question. I doubt it. So the 9th pick is going to be us. Okay, so we get the 9th pick. That's unfortunate. I thought we were projected number 8, but whatever. So we got the 9th pick. That's unfortunate. Would have been really, really nice if you could have leapfrogged into that top 4, but good for the Knicks. They got the 3rd pick in the draft, so, you know, kudos to them, but unfortunately we didn't get that lucky. So staff signing, I'm going to keep that all the same. Let's go to the draft now, though. With this 9th pick, add more young talent, add more young value to this team, and we're literally pretty close to being a play-in team. So as far as stats are concerned that we got out of all of our players last year, I didn't really go in depth on this. 24 points from Cade Cunningham, 16 from Josh Jackson, 14 from Sadiq Bey, 12 from Jabari Smith Jr., which was our what was it, 4th pick, 5th pick, I think it was. 12 points per game. Yeah, it was a 5th pick. That's what I thought. Hamdi Diallo, 11, and then 11, 8.5, and 6.8. So cool, but of course we want to add more to this talent, or add more talent to this roster. Okay, 9th pick. I think best available is the approach. I don't care who's on the board. So we got Derek Whitehead. We got Nick Smith Jr. I'm going to go ahead and take Derek Whitehead. So do we have a later pick in this draft as well? We have a 2nd round pick. Okay, so 2nd rounders, maybe we get something here that would be helpful in the future. But I don't really know any of these guys, so I'm just gonna go ahead and take a random guess. Would have been really cool to win the lottery this offseason to get Victor, but unfortunately it's just not gonna go that way. So coming out with Derek Whitehead, cool. So we'll have Derek Whitehead and Christopher. Player options: Cade Cunningham, Kelly Olynyk. We're gonna go ahead and decline. I'm not gonna worry about him too much. And then Cade Cunningham, Sadiq Bey. I'm ready to roll with our young guys. I think they've gotten enough veteran leadership that it's time to give them the keys and see what they can do with it. So let's go straight to free agency though, kind of see if we have anybody important. Taylor Horton-Tucker, we did trade Jeremy Grant for, but he wants $16 million. Do I want to pay him $16 million is the question. 11 points per game on 29% shooting from 3. I'm not sure that makes me want to pay you $16 million, to be honest with you, as a GM, as a business decider. I don't know if I want to do that. Lonnie Walker, Josh Jackson, we have Sadiq Bey, Derek Whitehead, Jabari Smith, and Isaiah Stewart, Mo Bamba still. So this team is not really close to where I want them to be. Of course, we're still trying to add another young star, I would say, next to Cade Cunningham. I'm not sure who that's going to be yet. Lonnie Walker, Mo Bamba. I don't really see anyone on the roster outside of maybe Sadiq Bey becoming that guy for us. So maybe we kind of mess with Sadiq Bey's shot tendency. Do we go ahead and resign Taylor Horton-Tucker that contract? I mean, do we need to back a small forward? We just drafted Derek Whitehead, so maybe we don't do it. So, you know what? I think we're just going to roll with what we got. I'm just going to go ahead and let these young guys, like I said, I'm going to give them the keys and see what they can roll, see what they can do with it. There's also Tyler Herro, $27 million. Low-key, Detroit. If we added Tyler Herro to this mix, I feel like, Tyler Herro likes Miami too much, though, so I don't think he would ever consider us. Yeah, I'm not going to sign him. I'm just going to roll with what we got. Let's go ahead and just keep going. Let's see what we got in season number, I think this is going to be season number 3. We're probably still going to suck, but there is actually a chance we could be a playing team this year. Okay, I'm not going to lie to you. I'm actually really shocked about how this team is performing this season. We're already the 5th seed in the East. I definitely was not expecting this big of a jump. We have 23 points from Cade Cunningham, 19 from Sadiq Bey, and 15.5 from Jabari Smith Jr. So it looks like Jabari Smith was kind of a W draft pick. Isaiah Stewart, 12 and 10, and 2 blocks per game. So these young guys are really starting to blossom. So right now we are currently ranked as the 5th seed out East. So let's go ahead and finish off this regular season as we beat Milwaukee, we beat New Orleans, and we beat Chicago. We do end off the season though losing to New Orleans. So MVP Luka, Victor wins Rookie of the Year, of course, Andre Drummond 6th man, AD Defensive Player, and Benedict Mathurin also most improved on the Pelicans. Nate McMillan Coach of the Year, and Cody Toole is your executive. So I'll be a first team. I mean, I don't think we're gonna have anybody on here, but I guess you never really know. So I'll be a second team, and here's your All-NBA third team. So I don't think Derek Whitehead was part of the rotation this year, but like I said, we are a 4th seed out East, which is awesome, obviously. So player stats: 23 points from Cade Cunningham, 19 from Sadiq Bey. We actually already kind of looked at this. Wait, Derek Whitehead did play, I guess. So all right, cool, 10.7 points per game. So we have Milwaukee. I don't know, man. I mean, do we beat Milwaukee? We did beat them in the regular season, it looked like, towards the end there. They don't have Chris Middleton anymore, so all they have is Giannis, and Drew Holiday has kind of gone down in overall, and they have Larry Nance playing small forward. So you know what? It is actually very possible that we're able to beat Milwaukee here, which is something I don't think I would have said at the beginning of this video. So let's give it a shot. Somebody current round, and we are going to beat them in 6. Oh my goodness. Okay, just like that, we are a fun, young, exciting team here in Detroit. I feel like I've barely done anything, but hey, I will take this. And Atlanta gets upset by the 8th seeded Boston Celtics. So Boston has Peyton Pritchard, Marcus Smart, Jaylen Brown, Tatum, Robert Williams, Miles Bridges, who's been absolutely phenomenal this season, by the way. Very awesome. I hope he gets a payday. I don't think he's gotten paid, so believe he bet on himself. Maybe he did get I don't think he did, if I remember correctly. So awesome for him, but hey, we got to play him now. So somebody current round against Boston, and just like that, we're in the Eastern Conference Finals going up against the Philadelphia 76ers. I don't think anyone is going to predict Detroit in 3 years to be hosting the Eastern Conference Finals, be the home court team, or have home court advantage in the Eastern Conference Finals. So very surprised by this. We do have Ben Simmons, Joel Embiid to deal with. I can't imagine Ben Simmons is going to be on this team for the next 3 years, but guess you never really know in the NBA. So can we make it to the NBA Finals is the question. Somebody current round, and no, we can't. So we lost in 6, but we made it to the damn Eastern Conference Finals, so we have to feel good about things. Somebody current round against our I guess we're not in anymore, but Oklahoma City goes on to win the championship, so very happy for them. But of course, we want to see that here in Detroit. We're not done yet. We got more work to do. Like I said, baby, I was in this for the long haul. I was not expecting to be in the Eastern Conference Finals already. I was expecting to be tanking for quite some time, but the fact that we got to the Eastern Conference Finals makes me feel pretty good about this roster going forward. So 26th pick via Detroit. All right, so actually, or we have the 26th pick, I should say. Does that Lakers pick convey yet? No, it's like the 2026 draft, so we're not going to see that pick for a while. But regardless, if we look at the stats, because we do have some free agents that we need to worry about. So Cade Cunningham, did he get hurt in those playoffs? I didn't even think to look at that. Maybe that's why we didn't get to the NBA Finals. Wow, I didn't even think to look to see if he got hurt. I wish maybe there's a way you can look to see when they got hurt. I feel like there probably is a way, right? Let's see. Career stats, skill graphs. Yeah, I don't know how to look if that's a thing. Game highs. Yeah, I don't know. So he might have gotten hurt in those playoffs. That's why we didn't get to where he wanted to be. Hopefully that doesn't mean he's out for this next season. That would not be good. It's only -1 overall, so I imagine it isn't. But regardless, we only have the 26th pick in the draft. Dwayne Casey has been awesome for this team, so there's no reason to get rid of him. I'm just going to go ahead and spend my $1 million on Trent Peterson to have a new coach there. And then I guess we can sign a perimeter D coach as well. If he wants to come here with all those badges, I'm definitely down. He rejects it though, so I'll just move on. All right, 26th pick in the draft. One thing I did want to look at though, because I know Mo Bamba and Lonnie Walker are both going to be free agents this offseason. So Lonnie Walker chipped in 11 points per game, so very solid role player, 45% from field and 37% from three. So signing Lonnie Walker, actually he might still be here. Is Mo Bamba still... no, Mo Bamba is not under contract. So 9 points per game and 7 rebounds and a block per game. Okay. So Mo Bamba might be a nice re-signing. This team, like I said, almost made it to the NBA Finals. So we kind of have to take that into account for what we're going to do this offseason. So number 26, what we got? We're going to go ahead and take, I mean, it really doesn't matter. I'm just going to go ahead and let the CPU decide because I don't think they're going to be a huge part of the rotation regardless. Frankie Taylor and Devontae, welcome to the team. Player options, Cade Cunningham, Jabari Smith, of course, we're going to accept. Qualifying offers, Sadiq Bey, Killian Hayes, both free agents, Isaiah Stewart. So we definitely have some free agents to pay this offseason. Like Sadiq Bey just averaged 19 points per game in his contract year. So I imagine he's going to want a pretty hefty penny. So yeah, 24 million, 22 million. The only thing I think I'm not going to do is pay Killian Hayes. I don't think that makes a ton of sense. I mean, I don't think he's averaged or done too much for us. He averaged 7 points per game. Yeah, not going to pay Killian Hayes, obviously. I don't think there's a single team that's going to pay him that much. If he wants to come back with a qualifying offer, cool, but I'm not paying him. So Isaiah Stewart might deserve a hefty payday, so that might be something we have to do. And then obviously Sadiq Bey, Saban Lee's out here. I wouldn't mind paying him as well. So we can give Saban Lee a nice little deal. So Saban Lee will sign. I don't want to renounce the rights on anyone though, so let's not do that. Or we could just move on from Killian Hayes, which is a possibility, but I wouldn't mind him just coming back, obviously. Although we just did sign Saban Lee, so we could just let Killian Hayes go. But Isaiah Stewart and Sadiq Bey are both free agents, and honestly, I want them to both be a huge part of what we do in Detroit. So I'm just going to go ahead and or pay them both. Not Killian Hayes, sorry. You almost got your payday, but no, it's going to Sadiq Bey instead. So Sadiq Bey already prepared to match an offer. Of course, I'm going to sign that. And you know what? I think I am going to let Killian Hayes go. So we already have Saban Lee. Mo Bamba, we'll see what we want to do with him. And of course, Isaiah Stewart's going to accept his big payday. So boom, just like that, we have to kind of evaluate what else we have going forward. So we have Cade Cunningham, Saban Lee. We have Lonnie Walker at the 2. Sadiq Bey, Derek Whitehead. We have Jabari Smith and Isaiah Stewart. So if there was anything I wanted to upgrade, it'd probably be Cade Cunningham's backcourt mate. So is there a free agent out there that kind of could maybe do that for me? So we have Cole Anthony. We have Siakam. I've never really gone this far into free agency, so this is kind of cool. We have Miles Bridges, who, like I said, who's having a really good year in real life, but in 2K, I'm not sure that's going to transfer over. Malik Beasley, $17 million player, 27 years old, could be a nice addition, but I'm kind of looking for a stud. Patrick Williams, yeah, I'm not sure I'm going to find that stud, though. Marvin Bagley, Markelle Fultz. Fred VanVleet, nice veteran, but not really what I'm looking for. So, yeah, I don't really see all that much. So, Siakam would be cool, but I'm not going to do that. So, what do we want to do here? Do we want to... James Wiseman is unrestricted free agent. I don't think we have that much money, it looks like, anyway. So, I guess we just sign Josh Jackson and maybe move on with our day. Maybe we make some kind of trade. We haven't done a trade yet, so we could be that aggressive team again like, Detroit used to be. They did trade for Blake Griffin that one time, but I don't know. Lou Dort actually is low-key kind of nice. But I think at this point, we're better off just maybe re-signing Josh Jackson. And then maybe at the trade deadline, we make that call, we make that trade. Mo Bamba is a guy I would not mind re-signing as well, by the way. So if he is out here and he wants to come back, I'll give him his payday. So Mo Bamba, come back to Detroit. We loved you here, so welcome back, my friend. All right, boom. Just like that, that's going to be our offseason. So again, if there is a trade on the table at the trade deadline, I am definitely down to make some kind of move. So Josh Jackson, Lonnie Walker, don't feel too safe. Probably, you know, I'm definitely going to be looking into trades, but Jabari Smith, Saddiq Bey, this team is starting to develop where we want them to be. And again, I'm going to be looking for Cade Cunningham's backcourt all-star mate if we can find one, but I don't know how possible it's going to be. So don't hold your breath, but maybe we have something that approaches at the trade deadline, and maybe we'll take advantage of that. So this season, we got really unlucky with the injuries. Saddiq Bey is out for 4 to 6 months. Jabari Smith Jr. is out 4 to 6 months. So really unlucky. But to be honest with you, I was not looking to trade either of those guys. So we still could be aggressive here and make some kind of trade and hope for the best next season, or still at the end of this season if we're able to sneak into the playoffs. Because if we can get these two guys back healthy towards the end of the playoffs, I feel like we could still be unbeatable. So yeah, I mean, I'm still going to try to make some kind of trade here. Although Derek Whitehead's probably stepped in a nice role behind Saddiq Bey, but I still want to make some type of trade if it's out there. So we're only like, I don't know, December 21st, not too far into the season. So I'm going to go ahead, though, and look for that trade I was kind of talking about and kind of see if it's out there. And if it is, I'm making it. I kind of mentioned this earlier, but Tyler Herro, man, I feel like this would be a great addition to the team. Of course, though, like I said, I don't think Tyler Herro would have willingly signed a contract with us to come to Detroit, but a trade is different. It might piss him off in the long run, but he's under contract. He's being traded, so there's nothing he can really do about it, obviously. So I don't even know if we have the assets to do this, though, so I'm going to try. Tyler Herro, get him to Detroit. The Miami Heat suck. They're the 15th seed. At least we're the 10th seed. Obviously, the injuries are just hitting us this year badly. But hey, it's a different dynamic that I think is cool. So I'm, more than okay with it. So Tyler Herro, we're looking to finally compete. So we have whatever we want, to throw at them. So Derek Whitehead is also a guy. Actually, if we could find a way to keep him, I wouldn't mind doing that. But what else we got? Mo Bamba. We probably have, picks we can exchange. Okay, recently signed and cannot be traded until December 22nd. Actually, that's not too far away. So we might be able to just simulate, which wouldn't be too bad. So it's Derek Whitehead. Maybe we throw him in here, and then they give us like Jeremy Lamb, who's not making money. None of these guys can be traded. Okay, what about Jay Crowder? No. Kelly Oubre. No, we are 10 million off. Okay, never mind. So maybe I wait till... Actually, let's just simulate to December 22nd. So let's simulate to like December 24th. And then maybe we can make this trade now. So let's try to make that trade now. So if we go back to Miami and we ask them, hey, what about Tyler Herro's availability? Is he, someone you'd be willing to trade? Does he have no trade clause? I don't know if I just saw that correctly. Because if he does, there's no way he's, allowing this to happen. So, Mo Bamba. So just like that, maybe these guys can actually be traded now too. So that would probably help. 3 million off though. Damn. Okay. And then I guess Derek Whitehead would have to be in this trade in order to get something like this to happen. So, and then Garrison Matthews. So we make the big move. Obviously, trading Derek Whitehead sucks in the long run. He's averaging 15 points per game. But Miami, in the long run, gets a guy they can rebuild around maybe in the future. We get ourselves a guy that can immediately come in and help us. I'll even be willing to throw in like a 2026 pick and maybe even like a 2028 or 2029 pick or something like that. So all of this for Tyler Herro, and just like that, they agree. We got ourselves a stud shooting guard. We did kind of trade some of our depth away, and maybe this season might just be completely chalked. Like we might just suck this season. Our power forward position is absolutely awful right now. Our bench sucks so bad. So yeah, we got rid of some of our depth. So this season's going to be chalked. It's all good though. Cade Cunningham, Tyler Herro is the future of Detroit, which is something that is completely bizarre, but hey, we'll take it. Josh Jackson, of course, I think is listed at shooting guard too. So let's go ahead and move Josh Jackson to small forward. He goes up to a 78 overall. But in the offseason, we can make those depth signings. Gary Clark is our power forward right now, which is not ideal. But if we can somehow stay above water and find a way to make the playoffs, we could still win a championship this year. Just need the health, just need the healthy guys. That's all we need. So unfortunately, a really down year for us. We got rid of a lot of our depth, and Oklahoma City Thunder again are your champions, by the way. And injury bug hit us. Injury bug, which happens in real life. So like I said, this is why this was a cool dynamic to add into this. Hopefully you guys love this series, that we can keep doing this, because it almost feels like another challenge on top of a challenge. So yeah, I like the core we have going forward. The injuries hit us, and of course trading some of our depth away at the trade deadline, or it wasn't at the trade deadline, but if you know what I mean, it hurt us. So I'm feeling good though about this next season. This next season, we should be contenders in the East. This should be a team, a dark horse team going to the East Conference. So Eastern Conference Finals, as we know, we're also projected a lottery pick here, which could be even more helpful going forward. So we have to feel good. We have to feel really good as we get the second pick in the draft. Tell me Detroit's luck is not turning around right now, man. We are in a business that is booming. We love it. Okay, head coach wise though. We could just sign Rick Carlisle. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. I want Dwayne Casey back, to be honest. The man has been good for us. So Eric Spoelstra's out here, of course, but Dwayne Casey, I feel like we got to give the man his money. We got to get him back wherever he may be. Dwayne Casey, are you out here? I thought I saw him, and there he is. We're just going to bring the man back. Been great for us. So Dwayne Casey, we could sign Rick Carlisle, but I'm signing Dwayne Casey. I'm gonna give him respect. He got to see these conference finals, and of course the injuries hit us bad. That's the only thing that stops us. We have the second pick in the draft, man. That is huge. Mock drafts. So I don't know any of these guys, to be honest with you. There's no way I'm gonna be honest with you and tell you I know who these guys. Actually, I think I've heard of ZZ Clark, but everyone else, I have no idea who it is. Like, I really don't. So as far as trades are concerned, we have the second pick, obviously, which we could get weird here and like maybe get, a little weird and do something like that. We could have DeMontis Sabonis, but at the end of the day, I don't really know De'Aaron Fox, Karl-Anthony Towns, but I'm not going to do that. I don't think again, trying to be super realistic here. So I'm just going to go ahead and draft here with number 2. So number 2, I mean, it really doesn't matter who we take, because at the end of the day, we have our core. There's going to be a nice bench addition. So VJ Miller, 80 overall. I'm sure that helps out the bench tremendously, of course, which is all we actually needed. So yeah, it was pretty smart not to trade that pick. And then qualifying offers, we're going to have to pay Cade Cunningham this offseason, rightfully so, though. He's been our best player, and of course, we want to keep him. And look at there, Giannis Antetokounmpo is a free agent. Utah is looking to snag him. Nice. So Cade Cunningham, I'm going to wait, of course. I don't know why on earth they would even suggest for me to renounce Cade Cunningham. Of course, we're going to match it. Although it would be funny if Cade Cunningham and Jalen Green paired up in Houston, but I'm not going to allow that, obviously. So just like that, if we look at our team now, look at our core, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we really just need a backup big, and we are ready to maybe, just maybe, finally bring a championship back to Detroit. So that is my ideal goal. Cameron Johnson's listed out here. I see Obi Toppin. There's a ton of guys I wouldn't mind signing. So Obi Toppin's cool. What else we got? I'll even sign Nerlens Noel, Kim Birch. Any of these guys would be awesome. So Cameron Johnson, I'm going to go ahead and give a payday to as well. So boom, we got our core, and we are ready to go into this next season feeling good about ourselves. I think we have the core to compete. We are ready to go in this Eastern Conference. Tyler Herro going down overall. A little unfortunate, but we are really ready to go into this Eastern Conference next year and cause fire. This is going to be the last season. I'm glad. I'm happy with what we've built here. We're projected power rank number 13th. I wish that was higher, but I'm happy with what we've built here in Detroit, and I'm hoping for a very, very good season. As long as the injury bug does not hit us, we are golden. We are ready to compete this season, and I am excited to see what's going to happen. So let's go ahead. Don't even remember what season this is now. Let's simulate this season. Let's see how this team does. Detroit basketball is back. So MVP of the year is going to go to Chet Holmgren on the Oklahoma City Thunder. So it looks like if we were even to make it to the NBA Finals this year, hypothetically, we're going to have to get through Oklahoma City to win that championship. But again, we still have to get through the whole Eastern Conference. So I thought I saw Cade Cunningham for a second, but I think I'm tripping. So my eyes are deceiving me. Shea, Ben Simmons, though, no Cade Cunningham. But hey, we are the 3rd seed in the East. So we are back kind of where we were earlier a little bit. Looking at the player stats, we had 23, 17, 17, 16 from VJ Miller. So came off the bench big time. 16 points, 12 points, and then 9 points. So here we are, man, going up against the Brooklyn Nets. Kyrie, James Harden. This has got to be a very old Kevin Durant, James Harden, Kyrie Irving. James Harden's down. I mean, it's time to move out of the way. You guys have had your time. It is time to let these young guys shine here in Detroit. So I'm hoping that is the case. So we do beat them 1-0, 2-0, 3-0, and yes, we sweep those veterans, get them out of here. Boom, just like that. Now we got Toronto. So Oklahoma City gets upset in the first round after winning the last 2 championships. So that is interesting. Now we got the Toronto Raptors. Kenny Chandler, Keontae. Wow, what a team they have. Scotty Barnes, Keontae George, Kenny Chandler. That is amazing. This could be a tough series. So winning game 1. They're up 1-0. Okay. They're up 2-0. They're up 3-0. And we're going to lose, aren't we? Nope, not yet, not yet, not yet. Okay, we lose in 5. But hey, to be honest, at the end of the day, I had a lot of fun with this rebuild. I had a lot of fun. So I actually want to continue to do this. If you guys enjoyed this video, if you wanted to see me go even longer, let me know down in the comment section below. But I don't know. I feel like we're in a pretty good spot that I'm ready to just kind of end it off here. So definitely leave it a like, though. Subscribe if you haven't already. But for now, this is Crushables. I'm saying peace. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you click here to watch another video that I know you'll love.